Mr. James Charles, age 19.
Hi, sisters.
Once a crowned prince of cosmetics, he soon found himself to be a boy on the brink. After the Bengal tiger of beauty, Tati Westbrook, seized upon her prey with the swift hand of avarice, he was quickly left cold in a shallow grave. While the masses in his doomed commune departed for other glam guru shores, his taciturn demure turned to fiery rebellion. Rising from the ashes with a list of receipts, Mr. Charles broke the dams and unleashed a torrential flood of tea upon an unsuspecting world. How did he do it?
Hi, sisters.
Where is Tati now?
This is not about money. At all.
Why is Jeffree Star even here?
I inserted myself into something publicly that I shouldn't have.
These are just some of the questions you might find in the H3 zone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the HT podcast here with my beautiful, lovely host, Hila, of course. We've got the guys in back. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's enjoying the tea. How you guys feeling today? You doing good? Ian?
Doing great.
Thank you. And, of course, guys, I just wanted to say Shredder is looking very cute today. He's also enjoying the tea because this week, this month, has been a tea-pocalypse. It's been the tea-pocalypse. It's been unbelievable. Now, I think a lot of people are moved on past this James Charles thing, but I'm not moving past it yet because since we made our last video, James has responded with receipts, as they say. God, I'm like the biggest tea drama channel ever. We're going to have to revert after this. This can't be our permanent identity.
Let's just have fun with it.
Yeah,
we can, you know?
James Charles came back with all this evidence showing that Tati was super manipulative, if downright lying about a lot of stuff. And then Jeffree Star starts coming in and calling, I can't keep track of all of them. Jeffree Star comes in and starts calling James a danger to society,
pedophile,
a predator. And I think we can't really let this go because these two guys were accusing James of such heinous actual crimes. They not only wanted to destroy him, they wanted to send him to jail. And now all of a sudden when James responds with all this proof that they're lying, those two guys are all of a sudden about peace and harmony and love. You know, guys, I could totally bring the receipts, but I think it's time that we just step back and grow up. That's like Jeffree Star's video. Yeah, I bet you.
Some healing.
Yeah. I bet your ass would like to do some healing. You know. So I gotta say my piece for James Charles, who came riding on the T Rapids, soaked. He lost so many subscribers. He's back. Now he's back in the screen. And Tati is in the red. Actually, she just posted a new video. I'm curious.
Really?
She posted an old video she had pre-recorded. And I'm curious if she's gaining or losing as a result of that.
Just an unrelated video.
Unrelated. She said, hey, guys, I have this.
Losing.
I want to, yeah, that's what I wanted to see. And you know what? I'm not a beauty guru. I'm not here for peace, love, and positivity. I'm here for tea, and I want to see people die. That's what the H3 podcast is all about. The teapot. This is the tea podcast. Because I feel like Tati, she's trying to weasel her way out of this. Now that it's completely backfired on her. And she's posting like this old shit. Dan, can you pull up her tweet and read it to us? And I'm so glad to see people are not down with that. But the thing that really bothers me, and I think the most psycho person out of this, the most problematic, if there's anyone that's actual danger to society that's coming out of this, it's Jeffree Star. I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know why people like him, but his involvement in this is actually shameful, embarrassing, dangerous, and he didn't even apologize to James. He only wanted to save his own ass.
He only did in a way that kind of complimented himself.
Right.
Where he's like, I'm owning to my mistakes before going any further, and I'm going to be the better one here and just back off.
Yeah.
When it should be like, no, I fucked up and I'm apologizing.
Apologize to James. Well, we're going to get into all that. You guys can draw your own conclusions, but Jeffree Star is someone that, in my opinion, seems like a dangerous lunatic. And wow. But Tati's getting the brunt of it, as well she should, you know. So, guys, not only that, okay, we've got this FaZe lawsuit. One of FaZe's biggest members is suing FaZe for predatory contract. We've got Jake Paul calling Cody Co out for being a cyber bully. We've got Game of Thrones being the worst show of all time. Yeah, we're going to get to all that and more here at the HT Pot Podcast.
Podcast.
The HT Pot. Don't say
Pot.
pot. If you say pot by itself, we get demonetized. Susan busts through that door like the Kool-Aid man and fucking chokes me out. Yeah, careful.
Yo, were you after Tati's latest tweet? Where that came along with this?
Yeah, where
this
she
video?
said she's posting an old video because she wants to heal and pray.
Right. Yeah. It's been 2 weeks since we played with
It's
with
been
makeup.
2
on
weeks
my
that you looked
channel.
at me.
Yes, man. I miss you all. I've just posted a video I filmed 3 weeks ago. I hope it provides a little escape and a little happiness. I'll get back to filming new videos soon. Love you all so much.
And for those reasons, I'm out.
I don't like her. She's such a phony. Let's go. But before we get into all of that, and thank you to our sponsors, ThirdLove, Capterra, and ExpressVPN. They're truly the greatest, guys. I want to give them a cup of tea and love our sponsors. But first, guys, I want to ask you the ultimate question because we're about to get into some serious tea, and I thought I'd break it up. Do you ever catch poop in your hand before it splashes in the toilet? Okay, because we had a lot of poop conversations.
You just said that really quick.
Yes. Let me show you a clip. Okay. Take a deep breath, Ethan.
Because that's not a regular question.
We've talked about pooping habits on the show a lot before. To a lot of people's dismays, they can't handle it. People don't like it. I personally, I like it. What can I say? It is my show, after all. But we've pretty much exhausted the conversation. That is until I saw this clip recently on the internet. Now, if this guy's kidding is up for debate,
Just
but
like we
my
all
hunch is that he's not. Because one, he never corrects the record. He never said, because you don't want people believing that you shit in your hand.
Yeah.
So he's no reason to lie about it or to joke, and he never backpedals. And he's surprised that nobody else knows what he's talking about. In the same way that when I first learned that people wiped from the back, or that when I lifted my balls, and I was like, nobody knows what I'm talking. So
Yeah.
it rings very true to me. With that being said, let's watch.
Touch shit before.
I've never shitted in a tissue before.
You touch shit every single day if you shit. Like, you don't wipe yourself? It got shit in the tissue when you wipe yourself.
You don't know how to get why are you touching the shit? The tissue is for the shit.
That's what I'm saying. You grab shit all the time.
No, you're not saying that. You don't. Yeah, you wipe.
I love her
You
reaction.
grab the shit.
You don't grab. Why are you grabbing
Hold
shit?
on, hold on.
Do you got
So you
shit stuck
telling
in
me-
your ass while
Hold
you're
on,
taking?
hold on. So you telling me that y'all just let the doodle fall in the toilet? Y'all don't catch it every time?
I love that. Letting the doo-doo fall in the toilet is crazier than shitting in your hand. I don't know how that works.
I am about to leave, bro.
How do y'all take a shit? I must have seen this shit wrong.
My nigga.
I've been catching my shit all these years.
Nah, I'm more disgusted than I feel like I can't continue.
What are you talking about?
My stomach
So
is
hold on,
turning.
so y'all just sit there and shit come right out. No way.
What happens if you got the runs or something like that? What do you do then?
That shit, you wash your hands. Why do you think people wash their hands?
He diarrhea's in his hand.
Yo, you shit in your hand, bro?
With tissue.
This is worse than I thought.
Interesting. So here's what I
my
think.
God.
This guy I think is trying to solve a problem, which when you poop in the toilet, the splash.
Yes.
Now, you can, instead of putting it on your hand, put it in the toilet, right?
Yep.
Now, I have a friend in college who taught me that because I always was having water splashing on my ass. And I really do owe him a gracious favor because he taught me if you take the cover or toilet paper and you put it in the toilet,
Yeah.
you will not splash. It will not splash. And that really did change my life. I never thought about shitting in my hand to prevent that. Because that's the whole point, is to avoid shit or water touching you.
Yeah.
So,
But I've never heard of anyone.
how
How do you even catch it? Like, you just sit like that the whole time?
Yeah, I think he just shits. He probably puts the paper over his hand, but he makes it sound like shit always touches hand. He's like, shit, you touch shit every day. That's why we wash our hands. Pretty incredible stuff, but I think it's a testament to really the diversity of methods. I think that's not one I would recommend, but again, there's diversity of method.
I don't think he was kidding, though.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. He's a big guy. That guy like carbs up, so he's probably taking some monster shit. I can't imagine putting diarrhea in your hand though.
Well, that's why you wash your hand, dude.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
That's one reason. That sure is one reason.
A lot of the comments on this video were like, he could come the next day and make a statement that it was trolling and that it was not trolling, and I would still think something's up. Like, I don't know if I said that right.
Yeah, no, you said that right. See, I was going to say the opposite. My reaction is, if he comes out and says he was just kidding, I'm going to believe that guy shits in his hands. So, like, I'm on the opposite spectrum.
I think just because it's so unreal.
But I think that's a man whose parents just failed him. Like, he's like a feral child who was raised by wolves. Like, he was put in a bathroom, and as a child, let's say you're 5 years old and you're just learning to shit, you see toilet paper, you see a toilet, and you kind of just got to figure it out for yourself. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm going to put the toilet over my hand, I'm going to shit on, we have weird ways of figuring it. That's why we need guidance. That's not why we need our elders, our elders to guide us through this world, through this life, to show us how things are done, because otherwise we end up shitting on our hand like this guy. So I see this as a failure of his parents. I see this as a beautiful diversity of activity in the bathroom. We actually did a poll last night to find out how many people...
A lot of respondents. 53,000 respondents so far. Almost 54.
Wow. So we asked our viewers for the podcast tomorrow, and please be honest, this is a rigorous scientific Twitter poll. Remember, these are all anonymous votes. Do you catch your poop with TP, obviously? Otherwise, what is it for?
Not animals.
Yes. So it doesn't splash in the bowl. So me, I'm no never. Oh, I can't. Are you kidding me? It's not letting me see the results, Dan.
I can just read them off to you. The poll's not closed, actually. So
no, but once you vote, you can see the results.
Well, I'll read it off to you. It's 78% no, never. 10%, a decent chunk, I have once or twice. And then we got 4% whenever I am able to, and 8% every time don't you. I feel like those people are trolling.
Yeah, what does whenever I am able to even mean?
When the option is available. Something like, what if there's no toilet paper?
Sure, I guess.
Yes.
But I feel like there is actually maybe 10%. I think that is a truthful, somewhere around that 10% actually poop like that.
Yeah.
There's one representative of that group on this crew.
Okay, I knew when I put this poll out that Zach was going to somehow be involved in this. Okay. So, Zach, talk to me.
I do not shit in my hand, just for the record. I did have an event over the beginning of this week that...
This week?
This week.
Yeah.
That's too... Okay, continue.
I know, it's a coincidence. So it's going to get graphic. So I was constipated, all right? And there was this one piece that couldn't come out. So I tried to make my own squatty potty, put my feet up on the trash can. Like, it just was not coming out. So I took a baby wipe.
Go ahead.
Tried to pull it out, and it came out. So does that count?
No.
Okay.
It's like an extraction.
That's just, that's you being constipated. Bro, you need some Metamucil or something, man. At your age, that ain't right.
Yeah, I know.
Metamucil.
You yanked the shit out of your ass. That's not the same.
Since the pregnancy, I've been constipated, but I started taking Metamucil and I'm fine.
I did it.
It works.
Huh.
I take it with every meal now, like 2 to 4 of those capsules, and it's
5.
like, bro, it's amazing.
You gotta get them as a sponsor.
Come on, Metamucil. Can you try to reach out to them, Dan, or the Root?
I will, actually.
Or
Yeah.
talk to our agency.
If we're already talking about this, I don't need baby wipes anymore.
You still use it, though. You end with
Once
the wet one.
in a while.
Because of the Metamucil? You don't need it anymore?
Mm-hmm. It's
Hey.
almost...
That's what Crystalia was saying.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost like every time, it's like the clean wipe.
Ooh.
It's unreal.
So it's like a ghost poop?
Yeah.
Well, so I always end with a wet one. That's my ethos in life. But it's definitely helped because there was times before where I would even go 2, 3, 4 wet ones because it was so nuclear.
No, yeah, I know.
So I can't endorse that product enough. Now everyone else who is waiting for us to talk about James Charles and got a massive poop conversation, let's move on. Okay. I am proud of James Charles because his apology video he came out with was kind of pathetic. It was kind of sad and slow and sloppy. He was jet lagged. He was in Australia flying back. And I thought that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, this glam guru, he put on his makeup. He came out glamorous as hell. And he went to war with these bitches. And I couldn't be prouder of him, that he stood up for himself, that he shut this whole drama down and basically exposed them for what they are. And a lot of us in the community had suspicions that Tati was a little naughty. A lot of this stuff didn't add up.
Mm-hmm.
Why is a 37-year-old woman trying to destroy a 19-year-old who she considers herself a mother of?
And like there were just a bunch of little accusations, but nothing concrete. Like
stuff like, oh, talking about personal shit, like, oh, I was with your parents and you were inappropriate in front of them. Okay. You hit on straight boys. Okay. Oh, you promoted my competitor, but it's not about that. Also, here's a link in the description, even though it's not monetized. Okay. I'll tell you what, by the way, before we get into it. I made a nice little... She may not have monetized her video, but she sure as hell did monetize our video. She claimed our highlight. And by the way, I gave her ample opportunity to rectify the situation. I gave her a week to drop it before I brought it up on Twitter. But she freaking claimed our highlight. Like, hello? I know that can be an accident, the claim, but I disputed it. I gave her a week to resolve it before I said anything. Because of the beautiful copyright system, she has a month to sit on it. A month! Sorry, I got a kid on the way. I'm trying to get paid. I got to give you a month. So she says it was an accident. Okay, well, let me ask you this then. How do you accidentally, and maybe you know the answer to this, Hila, how do you accidentally file a DMCA? Because another person who made a video about her, she filed a DMCA takedown. Strike added. Video removed.
that you don't do by accident, right?
No,
that
sir.
That has to be manual.
Manual, and you are very, very, very much aware of what you're doing. No, sir.
Weird.
So I smell a little bit of also
but then,
censoring, trying to control. You know,
but once those tweets went up, both of them. She dropped both.
Of course. Because because she doesn't know what she's dealing with. She doesn't understand. She's on one part of the community. She's with the T ladies, and they are monsters. The community channel, she doesn't know about us. We're monsters. What did I say?
Community.
Yeah, commentary. She doesn't know about the monsters on the other side of the pond, which is the commentary community. There's one cardinal sin in the commentary community. Do not claim, and well, most of all, don't block or strike. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter how they say it. If you strike a video or claim a video, you have committed the cardinal sin and mask off. And mascara off. So she kind of, I don't know, man. I was like, dude, Tati, you're done. I don't like her, man. She's a phony. Now let's go over James's video here a little bit, step by step. Let me show you how thoroughly he eviscerates her video. On the Sugar Bear conspiracy, let me show you this excerpt. We'll start here from the top.
You went to Coachella, somehow had a security issue, and magically Sugar Bear Hair is there with a contract in hand to save the day for you and all of your friends. No company would ever go out of their way to have an extra, handful of passes that cost thousands of dollars a piece.
First of all, that is such a dumb assumption. If
wrong.
anyone would, it would be a big company.
And if they would give it to anyone, it would be someone big, like James Charles.
The biggest, Nobody would have. Dude, these people have like $1 million partnerships, thousands of dollars, all of a sudden thousands of dollars. You have 1,000 drawers behind you. $1,000? Nobody has that kind of money. That's such a stupid point.
Like if we were trying to go anywhere, let's say there's E3 here or whatever those kind of events.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get tickets, you would get it from a brand.
Bro, people are
How else do you even get
us.
it?
Yeah, they're throwing them at us. So stupid.
Like, just in case, that leads me to believe that this was orchestrated beforehand, but he had an emotional conflict.
So she's got this whole conspiracy theory that James says that on the spot he wanted a artist pass, and she goes, "Oh, really? That doesn't make any sense. You were clearly conspiring with them beforehand, because who would have extra passes?"
Yeah, no.
Also, the moon doesn't exist.
Yeah, no. He explained that he decided to go to the second weekend.
I'll let him explain it.
Of me and promises he made to me behind the scenes. So he had to come up with a very clever story and didn't tell me right when he got back, but after the little bit was posted on their launch day.
Despite what Tati said in her video, this whole situation was definitely not a big scheme that was orchestrated beforehand.
Yes.
It really did happen on the spot. The Sugar Bear Hair team texted me the proposal right away. No money was involved, and with no time to negotiate, in a panic, I signed. And
by the way, I love James now. I'm a fan. And the first one in his apology video, he's like, I am so like he's talking so slow, and then when he's on the war, he's like, "Girl, I'm like, whoa! I love it.
Hi, sisters.
Energy,
and it's 40 minutes, like,
and exactly of like a roller coaster. But
James Charles, he had 9 days after Coachella to talk to me.
On Monday, April 22nd, which was one day after Coachella, I was due to post my stories based on my contract. And up until that moment, I honestly had not thought about the fact that Tati was a Sugar Bear Hair competitor. And in that moment, I thought that as a friend, she deserved a courtesy text to let her know the context of the sponsorship and everything that was going on.
To not even get a phone call, to not even get a text a few days prior, but right after that sponsored post went up, to have a text like, "Hey mom, love you, I'm stressed. Just so you know, XYZ, I just did this post, but it's no big."
Before posting my stories, I actually did text Tati first out of respect for her,
there you go.
giving her heads up about the sponsorship. But
I read all these,
upset.
but basically,
I tried my best to kind of explain the entire situation.
I want to let you know that I have to post a Sugar Bear story today. They saved me at Coachella, yada, yada, yada. She said, "This breaks my heart," whatever, yada, yada. But he did tell her before. Also, don't be so insecure about it. Your product, if nobody's buying your product, it's not because he did one story about Sugar Bear Hair. It's just your product sucks.
It's one story, and he did a few for her too. So what's the difference? And he'll do more if you guys are friends and whatever.
That's like Hila divorcing me because I'm wearing a Supreme shirt.
Yeah.
And then trying to destroy my career.
I just don't understand.
And also give her a direct apology as well.
It's all these are the receipts, as they
I
say.
had signed the contract, and I absolutely
I'm not
had
gonna
to
read them
post
to
it.
you.
There was no getting out of it. I then headed to the airport and took off on a flight to San Francisco. And by the time that I had landed 1 hour later, Tati had uploaded all of her Instagram stories of her crying, talking about the friends in the community that haven't really supported her, how she was alone, and how she felt very, very hurt and betrayed. Very quickly, people put 2 and 2 together and realized that this was clearly about me, and I started getting thousands and thousands of tweets and comments and texts about the whole situation. Throughout the next several hours, I made countless attempts to text both Tati and her husband James, and many phone calls as well, trying to reach them, all of which they did not respond to. And later on that night, while sitting in my hotel in San Francisco, because I could not reach Tati, I issued a public apology directly on my Instagram because—
So there you go. That what she says happened is wildly different than what actually happened. And he's got the receipts, sisters. Yes. Right? So there you go. Lie number one.
She saw that I was—
She said that he never reached out. He never did anything. All he did was post this story. That only happened after days of trying to contact her and her husband because she had already snapped and was like, "I'm going to destroy this little bitch for daring to make an Instagram story about one of my competitors."
And he does explain before this part that he just basically decided to go to the second weekend spontaneously. So they bought the VIP tickets, but the VIP, like many people can buy it.
Anyone
So
can buy it. It's just
it wasn't enough.
Right.
So that's why it was stuck like that.
Yes, that makes sense. And he knew that one of his
sense.
Of
It totally
course,
makes
and one of his friends he knew got artist passes from this company, Sugar
Yeah.
Bear, and so he says, "Hey, can you put me in touch? I want to see if I can get an artist pass because
Yeah.
it's really rough for me here." And they do have an artist pass. Who has extra passes? And he got them through them. I would have done the same freaking thing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have given it to me, but I would have tried. They'd be like, who? Girl, can I get artist passes? Who? Sorry, they'd be like to me, who has extra passes laying around? So now, next up, so that whole is BS. Now it gets really bad. These accusations of him preying on straight men, okay, were one of the most compelling and troubling things. And here's when he addresses them. It mostly hinges on the accusations of this waiter, Sam, who James met. Look at how tuned in I am to the drama. Are you impressed?
I'm tuned in as well.
So
I don't know if it's impressive or not.
Yeah. I mean, dude, look at me. I'm like a 15-year-old girl all over again. So James went out with Tati on her birthday dinner. There's a cute waiter or bartender or something that James is flirting with, eye contact, okay? And then in the video, she's like, what is wrong with you? He's straight, and you are forcing yourself on him and making him seem like he's really a predator.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the DMs show, and this is really fascinating. And Jeffree Star, this was one of his main points, was saying that James is a sexual predator, a danger to society, because this guy, Sam, he locked in his hotel room and wouldn't leave, even though he knew he was straight.
Yeah.
Well, listen to James talk about it here.
Telling me about a situation that happened in Seattle at my birthday, and it literally made me want to vomit. Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay yet again, and somehow you're the victim. You know, it's really disgusting to manipulate someone's sexuality, especially when they are still, you know, emerging into adulthood.
How old is James, by the way? 19.
19.
Right.
20 as of yesterday.
Emerging into adulthood from the 27-year-old lady. Shut up.
And don't quite have everything figured out. You are using your fame, your power, your money to play with people's emotions, and you're doing that to have them behave sexually in your favor, even if they're straight. And you know what? That's not okay. And how dare you laugh about it and make meme after meme and retweet and this and that and I love straight boys and make it a joke.
Oh, I meant
because
37.
this behavior is not normal. It's not okay. Cracking someone's sexuality is not an escape room.
First of all, I am a 19-year-old virgin. I talk about boys quite a lot on my social media networks. Clearly, at this point, it is not.
What does the virgin mean? Being gay, by the way, I was wondering.
No.
No butt stuff? Does that mean that he's never had his dick? like no oral stuff? Would that make you still a virgin?
I don't think so, but I think
no intercourse. No,
intercourse.
how would you say?
Penetration.
No penetration, either receiving or giving.
That's my guess.
That's my guess as well. But it's kind of, I think it's kind of, I gotta sneeze. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Shredder. So, but I thought it was kind of endearing how he came out. He's like, listen, I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
Do we have to take a break, Dan?
2 minutes.
Okay. Let's just do it then. We'll continue on with this, but man, he shuts this down. He shuts it down. I mean, I love this. When I watched this video, I was like, yes, queen! Tati is this, I don't like her. From the first minute, and now I'm sure of it. We'll be right back, guys. Hila, have you ever had difficulty finding the right bra to fit your breasts?
Every single time.
And when you get the wrong bra, how much of a pain in the butt is it? Or a pain in the boobs, you could even say.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
It's not right. You've got all these sizes, A, B, C, D. What about everything in between? It's not right, and that's why ThirdLove exists, because ThirdLove uses data points generated by millions of women who have taken their fit-finding quiz to design the perfect bra with breast size and shape in mind for a perfect premium feel every dang time. ThirdLove offers more than 70 sizes, including their signature half cup sizes for just when you have 1/2 cup of boob. Traditionally, you got to take a full cup of boob.
It's like shoe sizes.
Exactly. They're changing the game. Fit Finder quiz. They've got a quiz that you answer simple questions to find your fit, and it only takes 60 seconds. Over 12 million women have taken the quiz to date. It's actually fun and takes less than a minute to complete. Did you know that your breast shape matters when finding a good fit? ThirdLove helps you identify your breast size and shape and find styles that fit your body. It's got a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Every customer has 60 days to wear it, wash it, put it to the test, and if you don't love it, return it, and ThirdLove will wash it and donate it to a woman in need. See, that's nice. I like that. They donate it. They don't incinerate it. It's really thoughtful, but you get your money back. It's risk-free either way. ThirdLove's team of experts, fit stylists, are dedicated to helping you find your perfect fit. You can even text, chat, or phone call them. Returns and exchanges are free and easy, so what the heck are you waiting for? ThirdLove knows that there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering my listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/H3 now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/H3 for 15% off today. Finding the right software can be a challenging endeavor because it takes so long to get it set up. You got to install it. You got to pay for it. You can do all this, and then you realize it's not the right software for you. You know what you really need is a hub for reviews with software. You can find software, read reviews, and make sure you're getting the right one. And that's the beauty of Capterra. Capterra is the first free online resource to help you find the best software solution for your business. With over 850,000 reviews of products from real software users, discover everything you need to make an informed decision. Search more than 700 specific categories of software, everything from project management to email marketing to yoga studio management software. My friends, that's as niche as it gets. Yoga studio management software. It cannot be used for anything but yoga. No matter what kind of software your business needs, Capterra makes it easy to discover the right solution and fast. So join the millions of people who use Capterra every month to find the right tools for their business. Now, I've had trouble all throughout building these businesses, finding the right software. You got organizational issues, content management systems. You need bookkeeping stuff. You need, it's ridiculous. You go to Capterra, you type up what you're looking for. You're going to find an incredible breadth of availability and reviews. The people are going to tell you which one to try based on their real experience. Go to Capterra.com/H3 for free today to find the tools to make an informed software decision for your business. Capterra.com/H3. Capterra, that's CAPTERRA.com/H3. Finding the right software can really change the game, and I hope that you will find that over at Capterra.com/H3. Admit it. You think that cybercrime is something that happens to other people. You may think that no one wants your data or that hackers can't grab your password and credit card details. Well, guess what? Just because you're single and broke doesn't mean hackers don't want your data, because stealing from unsuspected people on public Wi-Fi is one of the simplest and cheapest ways for hackers to make money. When you leave your internet connection unencrypted, you might as well be writing your password and credit card numbers on a huge billboard for the rest of the world to see. That's why I decided to take action and protect myself from cyber criminals. I use ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN secures and minimizes your internet browsing by encrypting your data and hiding your public IP address. ExpressVPN has easy-to-use apps to run seamlessly in the background of your computer, phone, or tablet. Turn on ExpressVPN. Protection only takes one click. Using ExpressVPN, I can safely surf on public Wi-Fi without being snooped on or having my personal data stolen. For less than $7 a month, you can get this very same ExpressVPN protection that I have. ExpressVPN is rated #1 VPN service by TechRadar and comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So protect your online activity today and find out how you can get 3 months free at expressvpn.com/H3. That's expressvpn.com/H3 for 3 months free with a 1-year package. Visit expressvpn.com/H3 to learn more. Welcome back. I had a funny realization during the break. I think Tati is like the villain from Snow White. It's like mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the prettiest of them all? And then the mirror's like, it's James Charles is the prettiest. And then Tati's like, I will destroy him. I must be the prettiest. Also, Tati's name on all of her social medias is Glam Life. What is it?
Yeah, Glam Guru.
Glam Guru Life. All right. Anyway, where were we? Let's hear James defend himself.
We're talking about that in a little bit, I promise you. But just thought I would bring it up, put it out into the universe. I don't really get a lot of action. We have probably guessed this at this point. So that being said, I have never and would never and will never use my fame, money, or power to manipulate or get any sexual actions from a guy. That is disgusting. It is not me. And the fact that Tati brought this up blows my mind because she knows the real story. The story that we're talking about here is a situation that happened when I was in Seattle for Tati's surprise party with a boy named Sam. Now, I'm going to tell you the full story since everybody seems to be leaving out literally every single detail. In Tati's video, she mentioned that she was disgusted and had to apologize to her family for me apparently saying things that I wanted to do to a waiter and then justifying those actions by saying I am a celebrity. Okay, this literally did
When
not
I heard her
happen.
say that, I even thought that must be a joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's like, in her retelling, she goes, I was like, James, you can't say that. He's straight. And do you know what he said to me? It's okay. I'm famous. And even in her bitchy tone, I was like, that sounds like a joke. You know. And sure enough.
What did happen is that me, Jeffree, Nate, and my best friend Drew all flew to Seattle to surprise Tati for her birthday on February 14th. That night, we went out to dinner with Tati and James and her whole family, and we're in a restaurant. There was a cute boy across the restaurant that I kept making eye contact with and that I was interested in. And the conversation of dating for me and Jeffree both came up at the dinner table, and we were talking about it for a very, very short period of time. The conversation never got inappropriate. Period. The boy that was involved with the story is named Sam. Now, when I originally wanted to do this video addressing everything, I did plan on crossing his name and keeping him completely private, but he has since come out and made a video of his own talking about the situation, just like Tati leaving out many, many details. But in his video and in the screenshots that I have, Sam mentioned that he was perfectly fine and found the flirting that I was doing flattering. So I'm not really sure why this got turned into something much bigger, but it simply was not.
And he was looking at me later on that night. He started talking to the other employees about me, asking me if I had a Valentine. This was on Valentine's Day, where he especially thought that I was very attractive and he wanted to get my phone number and all that. But the wait staff at my restaurant didn't let that happen. He left and it kind of just went untalked about.
The I'm a celebrity thing is really incredibly frustrating to me because this is an inside joke between my friends and I that Tati has also participated in.
I love that he shows
and she
that.
twisted this.
Tati is even participated in. He said with Tati, is this the family number? Literally 10 people have this number. Feel special. I always do it. Wow, you're so famous.
Mm-hmm.
To be something far worse than what it is. This is the joke that really is where we say I'm famous, not I'm a celebrity, and it's something that we don't say in public very often because without context, I get it, it looks and sounds really, really bad, trust me. Literally, famous is synonymous with anything good. So yeah, if my YouTube video does well one day, my friends will say, oh my God, James, you're so famous. But literally, if my friend takes a good Instagram photo, and it is so frustrating that she turned an innocent and funny inside joke that she has participated in into something so beyond disgusting. I'm going to try my best to make a long story very short. The next day, Sam slid into my DMs first, and I happened to see it.
Freaking this guy, he's the one that messaged James.
Yeah. He said that basically at the moment he didn't know who James was, and then he went and talked to his sister or something about it.
Oh, he's famous.
And the sister was like, oh, you should message him back. And then I guess basically he messaged him and he told him that he's bi and that he was interested.
Well, there you have it. That's not at all what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's making videos about it. It's like, you got to feel almost, I feel bad for James because it's like, dude's out here trying to just find someone to be involved with romantically. And this, you know, he goes on with his life. This guy DMs him out of the blue because his sister told him he's famous. So then they hook up. He tells him he's bi. They go and hook up. And now all of a sudden, not only is that guy talking about it, but everyone's calling him a sexual predator for hitting on a straight guy. I mean, it's insanity.
Started talking back and forth, and he mentioned that he was flattered by me flirting with him the night beforehand.
Sorry about last night, you're very attractive. And then I responded with, it's all good, very flattering actually.
A few minutes into the conversation, I asked him about his sexuality, and he told me straight up that he was bisexual.
Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay.
There was no straight men being manipulated
So
anywhere.
there you go. Tati, what the F?
Yeah. And I guess he goes on also to show a lot of other faked situations that started to show up on Twitter.
Oh yeah, people were fabricating shit.
Yeah.
Just straight up. That happened to me once during my big drama when everybody hated us. I guess those people still do hate us, but somebody, what did they do? Oh yeah, people were photoshopping that I blocked them.
Yeah.
Because I never block people on Twitter. I never ever block people on Twitter. I don't think I have one person blocked. And then this guy photoshopped that I blocked him, and I was like, that's so weird. He almost fooled me. I went to his Twitter account and I was like, oh, the guy's not blocked, or he's not blocked or muted or anything. I've never interacted with them. So I've seen that firsthand. People do that. It's crazy and it's creepy and it's weird, but they do it. I've seen it firsthand to myself. It's just so. And then the weird thing is, like, drama channels start picking up on it and reporting it. That's when it gets really, really strange.
The problem is when the story gets picked up and everyone just hears the first version, and then that's what's stuck in their head. And then it's really hard to go and actually convince people that, wait, that's not the actual story. There's more to it or whatever. People don't care at that point.
That's kind of why I'm insisting on making this podcast, because the gut reaction was that James must die. Tati's the queen. She's the glam life guru. And so now that the dust is settled, I would need to go back and kind of re-explore this, because your first reaction is like, oh, and then you move on because you don't care. It's not as interesting. And that happens all the time.
I mean, now the updates are about Pro Jared.
Yeah, that one's
situation.
Tricky. There's been a lot of twists and turns in the Pro Jared thing. That so much, I do want to report on it again, but I'm kind of waiting for the dust to settle. We've been following it closely, though.
But it's just becoming hard to tell at this point because there's so much to each side.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the girl who said that her husband cheated on her apparently was pushing him to do it, or
she was into it.
Now it's like, how can
and
you even
about
know? It. Yeah.
Yeah. And was saying in text messages that she was going to destroy his life.
Yeah.
So, you know. I got to burp. Jesus. So, yeah, this stuff happens, man. So now, here's another part. I'm just kind of moving along here.
And through trying to do this, I reached out to many of my different friends for advice.
So here he is, trying to get Tati's advice about this specific guy. So he's bi. He's reached out to James. He's interested. He texts Tati, says, hey, when are you going to come home? I want your advice. Sam, that's the waiter, is flying to LA on Saturday. She says, what? I know. We've been talking every single day. She says, you're supposed to hook up with the waiter, not marry him. That's Tati, who made a video saying that you're manipulating straight boys, who actually knows the whole situation. I mean, what the hell?
That's the most damning part.
Dude,
you were in on it. You were encouraging it.
That is just a bold-faced lie. That's just manipulating people when you know absolutely better. It's crazy, but it goes on. It continues on. It gets even worse.
There was one night in my kitchen where Tati, James, and Gabriel all came over, and I told them the same exact story and showed them the same exact screenshots that all of you guys just saw.
Of him saying I'm bi.
Like Tati said in her video, Tati and James actually did have a heart-to-heart conversation with me about the boys that I get involved with. They told me that talking to curious guys was going to continue to get me hurt, and that also it could look really, really bad from an outside perspective if somebody tried to manipulate the situation. And for me, this was a major, major wake-up call that I took to heart because I honestly had never thought about it in any other way because I knew that everything that I was doing was always consensual between both me and the boy, and I had receipts to back it up. But I wish I knew at the time that Tati's advice was really a warning because she did exactly what she told me someone else may, which was tell my story with no details, no facts, and no proof, and twist it around. And now serious allegations have surfaced that could permanently damage my career.
You gotta love that. She warns him, which makes me think that she's been thinking about this, how to weaponize this for a long time. But you gotta love that she's the one that ended up using it against him. I mean, with friends like these, who needs enemies, right?
Yeah.
My goodness. Judas. Judas Guru, glam life. I could tell looking at her, the way she just sits there. You know. She's in over... Poor, I gotta say, I respect James, and you made a point about you think that what he was doing was borderline.
I do think he has a lesson to learn here with what he was doing because that the situation was there was consent from Sam, so I'm not saying that he did anything wrong, but it is pushing a little bit of a problematic thing when you're a celebrity.
Let me just say what happened. Sam went over to his hotel room and they made out in his hotel for an hour and then he left. That's what happened.
Yes. And then he kind of basically kept talking to him from what I understand, and it sounds like he's kind of confused about his sexuality, Sam.
Yeah.
And either way, I just got the feeling that because he said, like, at first I didn't know who he was, but then my sister was like, oh, it's James Charles, you should respond. And I feel like that kind of pushes you into a situation that maybe otherwise you weren't going to go into. Mm-hmm. And I think James needs to be aware of that.
Right.
I think it's an important lesson for him to learn from.
And as he said, and he received it well.
Yeah, yes. Because you are not just another guy, you are also famous, and therefore you have the power to influence people more than someone else would.
Yes. Sadly, he is, as he said, a 19-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, golly, you know, it's tough to be mature about those things at that age. But I think you make a great point, Hila. But then the way that she twisted on him, she's on one hand giving him the advice he needs, and then on the other hand weaponizing it against him. I mean, who are you? Who are you, you know? I mean, it's shameless. It's totally shameless. I'm glad he really explains it well, and I'm glad he did, because from his point of view, after that video came out, he must have just been like flabbergasted.
Yeah.
And to see his sub count dropping by the millions, and to be able to still put himself together and make this video, love it. You go, girl. I actually think he made a really poignant point, a really fantastic point here.
I always apologized for the unwanted attention, and the conversation was put to a halt immediately. I do take full responsibility for sending these messages, and this situation has definitely taught me that sending messages that are so forward and direct like this are unacceptable, and I no longer
So he was
will do
criticized for sending straight men or boys in general, be like, hey, you're hot, stuff like that. So he's responding to that accusation.
Moving forward. A few different guys that I've talked to in the past have since came forward with their stories or posted screenshots of conversations that I had with them saying that I made them feel uncomfortable. And reading some of them, I honestly felt really, really bad. I reached out to all the boys directly and apologized to them for my actions. But aside from those few guys, people are treating hashtag James Charles' over party as an open invitation to add to the narrative with lies, which is not only harmful to me, but it's also creating very, very dangerous stereotypes around the LGBTQ+ community. For example, Zara Larson, who's a pretty big singer, tweeted saying that I messaged her boyfriend multiple times knowing he was straight. And this tweet got almost 500,000 likes before it was deleted. In her defense, she did later on say that it was only one message, but it was way too late because the media had already ran with it.
You can see the message. Just, you're really hot.
saying that I was harassing straight men and wouldn't leave him alone. Had I known that he was dating Zara Larsson, I clearly never would have messaged him in the first place, but this is all very hypocritical considering this is how Zara Larsson found her boyfriend.
I think this is such a great point he makes here that I actually need to acknowledge. Let me go back and find that tweet.
Had I known that he was dating Zara Larsson, I clearly never would have messaged him
It
in
is
the
so
first
long,
place,
that clip.
but this is all very hypocritical considering this.
Here, she said, "Who are you? Where do you live? How old are you? Why are you so fine? How do you like your eggs cooked in the morning?" She said to him. By the way, that worked. They're dating now. That girl's thirsty as hell. God damn. So.
Is how Zara Larsson found her boyfriend. I'd like to pose a question to you, the audience, and ask, why is it okay for Zara Larsson, a woman with a public platform, to tweet these photos of a shirtless man and say, who are you, where do you live, how old are you, why are you so fine, how do you like your eggs cooked in the morning? But for me, as a gay man, to DM the same person in private with a simple compliment is predatory. These stereotypes around gay men have been and continue to be very, very harmful to the community and have been historically used to villainize gay men in society. Someone completely fabricated a whole entire story.
That's a great point. Yeah. I actually do think so.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You go, girl. Good point. Peanut Gallery, do you guys agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's right. I mean, that's been a thing for as long as I've been alive of like, you know, gay men are going to force themselves on you or come after you or whatever, and it's bullshit. And yeah, I mean, like he said, I mean, giving somebody a single compliment in a private message is not remotely fucking predatory. I mean, that happens every day.
It's a little skeevy. It's a little for James Charles to be like, "Hey, wow, you're so hot." Well, be like, "What?" But he acknowledged that, you know.
Yeah. And the element that Ela brought up of him being famous, that does change the dynamic. That's true. It's different than just, you know, a stranger.
But what she did was like way beyond what he did. Shredder, why are we barking? We're doing a show here, Shredder.
Shredder, chill out.
So anyway, that pretty much. Shredder, do you want to go outside? We're doing a show, for Christ's sake. So that pretty much closes what I had to say about Tati. And I think that, Shreddy, what are we doing here? You ruining our show? Is it tea time? Shredder's not good. So that closes the book on Tati. And I have to say it was eye-opening.
Yeah.
I mean, he really came with the receipts, with all the proof. And then I love this. Their reaction is always like, guys, it's time for healing. After they got called out.
Yeah.
Because Tati actually tweeted, and let me show you.
Let's just put it all behind us.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Tati's final statement. Not this one. She said, she had a really bitchy response to his video when it first came out. She goes, "I've left town on a digital break to heal and pray for healing on all sides. My family made me aware of what was just posted, and I'm disappointed to see it littered with so many lies and half-truths." Okay, well, first of all, if you didn't watch it because your family told you, then how do you know it's littered with half-truths and lies? But, like, okay, I didn't see... He provided proof to everything he said. She said, "I stand by my videos. Do not twist my words into what they are not. Hear the message," she said. AKA, by the way, she deleted her original video, so she did not stand behind it. In fact, she didn't even respond. But this is always the case. He comes with proof, and all of a sudden she wants to take a break and pray for everybody's healing. It's like, do you remember who broke this vase to begin with? Humpty Dumpty? Yeah. I stand by my video. Whatever. She just gotta own it, man. You gotta apologize to him.
Like,
say you were bitter old.
Sincerely apologize.
Yeah. Just admit that you're a bitter old hag, okay, that's getting passed up by this young, he's the new beauty guru now. And that breaks your heart. Just admit it.
I think it's like, I mean, I think James definitely deserves a lot of credit for it. He's the 19-year-old.
Yep.
And he was under such an attack.
Yep.
And he pulled through it. And, I mean, he came out a lot more mature than the other guys.
Dude, girl, he came out with his hair flowing. And she's off on a praying vacation. She's off praying for the healing of everyone. Yeah. And taking down videos. So anyway, now let's move on to Jeffree Star, who, if anyone's a danger to society, as I've said, it's him. Jeffree Star. Okay, let's see here. Where do we begin with this guy, man?
feel the same exact way. On Monday, May 6th, Jeffree posted this tweet to his Twitter, which
He goes, who else has a draft folder full of tweets they wish they could send out? I want to keep it so real sometimes, but the behind the scenes in the beauty community, but I'll let karma do its work like it always does. Okay, Jeffree Star.
instantly started getting tagged in. After this tweet and a few other ones from him and his friends, I decided to reach out to him and ask if there was something going on that I should be aware of. He replied to me and he said that it was not about me and that it was about another brand stealing his ideas. This message was in a voice memo which has since disappeared from the screenshot. You'll just have to believe me. I have literally no reason to lie at this point. Even though he said it wasn't about me, I still asked to talk to him, but he said he was unavailable. A few hours later, while I was getting ready for the Met Gala, I got this text from Jeffree. Concerned, but mostly really...
He said, we definitely need to talk soon. Tati and Shane and a few others told me everything that you have said about me the last 6 months. I am heartbroken, disgusted, and so sad to hear about everything, but shockingly not surprised. I've only been a great friend to you and never said anything bad about you behind the scenes, which is obviously not the case. I don't know about it.
Really confused, I reached out to him about meeting together in private in hopes to speak together and figure out the misunderstanding, but he didn't reply. 3 days later, still no response. I decided to reach out again, but he was not available to talk. I flew to Australia on May 8th, and on May 10th, hours before my scheduled meet and greet appearance where 5,000 fans were already waiting outside, I was woken up at 4 in the morning by my friend because Tati had just uploaded her video titled Bye Sister. Watching Tati's video, it was very clear to me that my friend was still very hurt, and even though I had already apologized both privately and publicly, I wanted to make a video right then and there with my raw and honest emotions. But because of the time difference, it took me an extra few hours to film the video and get it up, and by the time I was about to hit publish, I received yet another text from Jeffree.
So here's Jeffree Star. He says, are you going to respond to everything or pull a Manny 2.0? I'm not in deep enough to know what that means. So this is the same boy. He says, when you basically trapped Sam in your hotel room in Seattle, psychologically forced him to stay and made him feel horrible for their pennies you spent on the room, I knew something was terribly wrong with you. When Zach showed me the snapshot message of you trying to force him to like you and send him photos, it was completely horrifying to see. You used the same sentence as a rapist would use. He was so grossed out by your behavior and the way that you tried to make him feel bad for not reciprocating the same feelings.
Star. I've already cleared up Sam and our night together being 100% consensual. He was absolutely not trapped in a hotel room, but Jeffree also brings up Zach. Zach is his boyfriend Nate's brother, and not only did I not pursue Zach, who identifies as mainly straight, but it was actually Jeffree who suggested that I talk to him in the first place.
Hey, Nate's brother is single and mainly straight, right up your alley.
Sounds good.
And
by the way, when a gay guy refers to a guy as mainly straight, that's kind of a douchey. That's Jeffree Star kind of being manipulative towards a straight guy. Mm-hmm. To his gay friend being like, he's mainly straight, you know, only if if you're famous and rich enough, you know, like, fuck you, Jeffree Star.
And he
sounds great for me.
And he just moved here. Work.
Zach and I talked on Snapchat for maybe a total of 10 selfies back and forth to each other. He was super, super sweet, but it was very clear to me that he was not actually interested, and the conversation stopped before anything could even get remotely flirty at all. With everything going on, I did not reply to Jeffree's text in the moment. A few days later, on Monday, I woke up again in the middle of the night from a phone call from my little brother Ian, who was very, very upset. He told me he had tweeted saying, why do people act so tough online about somebody from his hometown who was bullying him? And Jeffree Star, of all people, had quote tweeted Ian's tweet saying, why is your brother a predator? Why did you really move back to New York City? Exactly, shut the fuck up.
So that's what Jeffree tweeted this from nowhere to James's, oh God.
To his younger brother.
His younger brother here. The guy just says, why does everyone act so tough over the internet? This is like a 15-year-old. I don't know how old he is. And Jeffree Star is a grown-ass man. How old is Jeffree Star, Dan? He must be in his 30s.
27 or something like
27.
Let me check.
The guy looks like he's 80. The guy looks like the crypt keeper.
Maybe I'm wrong. Wait.
Looks like he's 57. Looks like he's 107.
33.
Yeah, 33.
I made it.
My age, all right? So don't think I'm being an ageist here. But imagine me going to a 15-year-old minding his own business and say, why is your brother a predator? Why'd you really move back to New York City? Exactly. Shut the fuck up. What? Okay, who's a danger to society again?
Yeah.
This guy's calling anybody out? How does this guy have fans? That's so true.
How did people like that?
17,000 people. I don't understand Jeffree Star. How does this guy have fans? I mean, this is really troubling.
Back to New York City. Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
How do you talk to
Many
a child
people were
like
quick to call out Jeffree for bullying a kid who had nothing to do with the situation
Yeah.
literally at all, and he deleted the tweet. After this, I went to check my phone and noticed that Jeffree had texted me a few minutes prior, and I opened my phone to this. I really want to read this text out loud just so you all get to hear exactly what I had to read, but also so I don't miss anything. Grayson is going on camera shortly to finally tell the world how you tried to molest him and touch him in his sleep and made him uncomfortable for months, you sick motherfucker. Next, Zach will be going on camera to tell how twisted and sick you were, trying to get him to like you and then make him feel bad when he didn't want to send you photos back. Then Sam from Seattle will be joining me and Cameron to talk about you trapping him in his hotel room. You need to be locked in prison for a very long time. You need the internet taken away from you. You are a danger to society. As disgusting as it is,
Who
I have to
talks like
admit,
that?
bringing up Grayson Dolan was pretty clever. At the height of all these allegations and stories going around, both of the twins unfollowed me, not wanting to be associated, and fans started speculating that the rumors could be as to why.
By the way, all these fair weather friends. I mean, I'm blown away by how everybody just dropped James on a dime. Like the Dolan twins, in an effort to not be associated with him, unfollowed him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, you bitches? All these people. It's like, hello, stand with your friends, man. At least figure out what happened. He says they reached out to him directly to see if he was okay, which is nice, but it's like, god damn, y'all.
Too bad that aside from our pre-planned collaborative jokes that happened in the Sister Squad videos, me and Grayson flirting, nothing ever happened between us. And when all this went down, I knew Jeffree was lying because the twins were two of the first people to call me and make sure that I was okay. I already mentioned Zach, and I still have no idea who the Cameron Jeffree is referring to in this message is, but he also brought up Sam last, who we also already talked about. Later on that day, though, Jeffree was right. Sam did upload a video to his YouTube channel telling the whole story. He left out almost all the details and included an illegally recorded FaceTime call, which was on May 2nd. Told you to remember that. But even through all of this, he still managed.
So anyway, Jeffree Star. So here, by the way, if you want someone who's a danger to society, look what Jeffree Star tweeted out when he was 25 years old to a 16-year-old Justin Bieber. Who else wonders how big, and tags him, Justin Bieber's dick is? That's a 25-year-old man tagging a 16-year-old child. Like, the fact that he tagged him is even more disgusting. Like, he wants Justin to know that some creepy dude is creeping on him. Who else wonders how big Justin Bieber's dick is? The fuck? 2010. Then 25. Yeah. I mean, I'm blown away by that. There's a bunch of tweets here. Let's see. I've had so many straight boys naked that I think I deserve a Lifetime Achievement Award. I wonder who's down to fuck tonight. Straight boys, where you at? I like straight men, not gay boys badly. Don't be a jerk. Yeah, exactly. So all of a sudden, calling the kettle black. I mean, Jeffree Star is so psycho. It's scary. Jeffree Star even has a song about that he's into straight boys, and it's painful, let me tell you. So I don't want to play you a lot of it. I mean, gee whiz. Here we go. Get your teacups out. Yes. Yes. Straight boys, come to play. He was actually trying to make an actual musical career. This was a real attempt at music. I want to pull it with you. I gotta get the lyrics. Sorry.
Jesus.
Wait, where's the lyrics? Hold on. Yeah, artist Jeffree Star. Album Plastic Surgery Slumber Party. Here, I actually do really want to find the lyrics.
Just put it in Discord for you.
Oh, thank you so much. Great one. Yeah, I think we gotta. Sorry, everybody. I have to read the lyrics to this. This is way too good. Okay, y'all ready for this? This is gonna be good. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Yep. I want a boy with juicy lips who doesn't care I don't have tits. I want a boy like me but hotter. I eat out like Jeffrey Dahmer. Ooh. Straight boys, I must confess. Wanna get under my dress. Give me a kiss kiss. Give me a fist. Woo. Straight boy. I don't think any straight boys are gonna fist you, but all right. Straight boy. He says he wants to hit it from the front to the back. I want a boy who will take the blame, putting Ron Jeremy to shame. I want a boy under the sheets with pink stained boxer briefs. Ew. Like a blood stain? They don't have to tell their friends they're getting it from both ends. He wants a boy with a blood stain in his underwear. Bro, no. Bro, this guy's a danger to society, if anybody is. Alright, I think we've heard enough.
Yeah.
So for this guy to actually... Oh, God. Oh, no. We have multiple videos playing. I'm panicking. Hold on, guys. Everybody just be patient. Why is it still playing? Dan, help me!
It's probably minimized or something. Just close.
I don't see it anywhere. Oh, my God.
I'm coming.
Okay. Wait, I still hear things. Are we good? Yeah, I got it. Please. I was like, please, God, make it stop. So for Jeffree Star, who says he wants straight boys with bloodstains in their underwear, who, when he was 25, tweeted at Justin Bieber, directly tagged him, who wonders how big Justin Bieber's dick is, to call James Charles problematic, is really something to think deeply about.
And we looked it up. It was a 16-year-old Justin Bieber too,
yes,
right?
Yes, 16-year-old Justin Bieber. He was 25 at the time. I mean, that to me is just...
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness gracious.
Not great.
I don't understand the Jeffree Star stuff, because that guy seems to me to be genuinely... wow, I don't get it. But okay, there you go. I've said enough about him. Let's see. There's more. God, this is like the whole...
Received yet another text from Jeffree Star.
Oh,
I've
we
already
watched
cleared
this
up
stuff. Okay. So then, all of a sudden, this is how he responds to James' video. Wait, let me make sure I'm not missing anything here.
more. Last but finally not least, Jeffree posted this tweet claiming he hadn't seen me since February and that Nate banned me from their home. Now, this so-called ban
This is good.
is the first time I'm ever hearing of
Yeah.
this, and I just think it's really funny that Jeffree brought this up, considering the fact that he's tweeted me twice in between February and now, saying that he missed me.
Yeah.
Regardless.
That's the only part, that he said he's banned from his house, but in that period, he's messaged him saying he misses him. So after James posts his video, Jeffree Star says this: everyone keeps asking me for my receipts. I have so much to say and some really sad, disgusting things to show you guys. James Charles tried to mass manipulate you all today. When I show you proof and why I tweeted that tweet about him, you will all finally understand. Did I show the original tweet that he said that he's a danger to society and everything Tati said is true? Here, I think
don't know
this
if
is
we
it.
showed it today.
I think I got it here. No, god damn it. Maybe you guys can find it. Thought I had it. Maybe this is it.
We know what it says.
We do?
You just said it, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But let's see. Anyway, so yeah, he said he's a danger to society and everything in Tati's video is true. He basically, got involved. So now he said, I've got receipts, he's disgusting, and he tried to manipulate you. Except, what happens next? Just like Tati, he puts out a video saying it's time to heal.
Hello, everybody. The last few weeks in the beauty community,
you believe this shit?
And in some of our personal lives,
This guy's gonna take the
have been-
high road? He doesn't apologize to James. He apologizes to his little brother, but he says, I have receipts and I will destroy you. And all of a sudden, when James actually defends himself, this guy's going to take the high road and people actually buy it? That's a
very
creep.
insane. I know a lot of
Straight
you are
boy. Wait, hold
sick
on. As this plays, I want to play Straight Boys. Yeah, we have to set the atmospheric here. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Jeffree. Where were you?
tired of hearing about the subject. I know a lot of you are
Yes.
expecting to get a lot of tea today.
Yes.
I know the whole
Much
world
better,
is
right?
sitting here wondering what is Jeffree Star going to say next.
Much better.
And I think that this will be one of the most important videos that I ever upload.
Yeah.
About 10 days ago, Tati uploaded a video about James Charles. It caused waves. There was
Now
a
this
lot
is the real
happening
deal.
behind the scenes. And I think today I would like to shed some light on the
Straight boys, take it from the mouth to the ass.
that things are getting
Straight boys, I want to put blood in their boxers.
and we need to have a conversation.
Straight
So yesterday,
boys,
James
I
uploaded a
want to
video
put blood in
where
their
there was
boxers.
mentions of
Don't
me,
tell anyone.
And I want to be
For those reasons, I'm out. Straight boys. Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I was so immature. I shouldn't have got involved. Sorry, I tried to destroy this bright young boy's life and called him a sexual predator.
I can't hear anything.
Justin Bieber. By the way, how big is your dick, Justin Bieber, when you're 16? Straight boys. How big's your dick? Either you're vetoing.
Yeah, this is giving me anxiety.
And for those reasons, I'm out.
I thought it was funny. Man. Anyway. Tati's final remark, she says she stands by her video. I think we already showed this, but in the end, she stands by her video. And she's disappointed to see James's video littered with so many lies and half-truths. Do not twist my words. Hear my message. Who are you, Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Hear my message. Shut up! Anyway, she erased her original video, so how am I supposed to hear your words if you erased your video? You know? In the end, I think this is a very valuable parable. Ela, you had some interesting things to say about kind of the danger of internet beef and hate mobs today. How people are just so quick to judgment.
Yeah, I just feel like it's been so crazy, and with Twitter, for some reason, it's like wildfire. It's like it just spreads so fast, and everyone hears about it, and then, like I was saying earlier, like no one really cares to follow up and actually hear the full story once both sides, tell their story. So it's really dangerous.
It is.
I mean, there could be like a million people walking around thinking that James Charles is a pedophile.
Well, I have to eat the crow a little bit, because in our original podcast, I showed a lot of those screenshots from James and been like, oh, well, sure, there's a pattern I mean, there's accusations of him of all kinds of things that are not substantiated. So we really need to be wise about how these things spread on the internet. I mean, specifically on the internet, because things happen so fast and so strong that we don't have any time to actually sit back and think and reflect. It's like you said, it's just a fire, and I've never seen anything like that. And I'm really glad that James had the opportunity, and that people still had the attention to listen. That he didn't take too long to address it. Yeah.
On the other hand,
Scary.
with the Pro Jared thing, I don't think people still care, even though there's more screenshots now and more text and stuff like that. I don't think anyone cares at this point.
No.
The story is not as interesting, which is so dangerous.
And it's not as nuanced either, because the guy was definitely a creep. I mean, he's got his dick out. He had a Tumblr blog called My Little Sins, Sin Jared. I mean,
Yeah. I just mean the fact that it's like, it's judged by how interesting the story is at the moment.
Yeah.
How juicy is it on Twitter right now, trending, and then you move on. It's so crazy.
it's true. Jared's one is tough. I mean, I'm sure that the side that we got, that everybody reported on, is so biased. Like, I'm sure Jared would have a lot to say about it, but I'm glad that James Charles was able to come with receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Jared, on the other hand, I don't know, man. That guy is just. I mean, his dick's on the internet. How do you come back from that anyway? Say he's completely innocent. I mean, dude, I saw your dick. How do you come back from that? So.
And for those reasons, I'm out.
Yeah, once your dick's on the internet, especially that dick pic. Like, if you're nice looking and you've got a nice dick and Maybe you're just walking around, but the fact that he's like full on dick pic from below, like squeezing it hard. You know, when you squeeze your dick, you can make it like look bigger and harder. He's doing that, and it's just all gnarly.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Garth likes that.
I managed to avoid seeing it up until I think it was yesterday when
Really?
somebody replied to I think it was the Twitter poll we ran. With
What did you think about it?
Picture. Well, it's
What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I didn't inspect it too closely. I mean, it maybe it was the angle, but it seemed at least he doesn't have a micro penis. I guess.
Yeah,
it could be worse.
No, he doesn't have a micro penis. No, he has a normal penis. That's what we all said.
Yeah.
Not a micro.
I like the joystick version better when it was drawn on top of. I would have preferred to have just stuck with that one in my head.
Well, we've been going. Man, I have so much more to get to, but I'm kind of like I feel like I'm getting sick.
Yeah, you've been sick since yesterday.
Hi, Shreddy. And I don't want to push it, but I mean, we have so much more to get to. It's ridiculous.
Should just briefly cover this FaZe stuff because it is pretty.
Okay,
pretty
yeah. I
interesting.
actually have a good take on this FaZe thing. So the FaZe Clan is a huge gaming team. I guess they came around during Call of Duty, right? Is that right?
I believe they started as a YouTube channel of they were like one of the original 360 no scope noob things, but like unironic, not like the MLG edits or whatever. It was like the real shit.
Right. So, but they've been around. They have a huge name in gaming. And a lot of young gamers, they have teams now, professional teams of all kinds, want to be on FaZe. And recently there's been a huge lawsuit by one of their top players called Tfue. He's huge. He's like the size of Ninja now playing Fortnite. And he has come and laid a lawsuit against FaZe for having predatory and illegal contracts. He said his contract was so predatory he had to sue FaZe. Now, each of these people have a huge fan base, so the debate is very dicey about he said this, she said that, and this and that. Like, the FaZe guys have made tons of videos talking about it. Tfue's made videos talking about it. And what I want to do is I don't want to get in the weeds with all this emotional. I only care about what the contract says, and the contract was leaked. Okay, so I'm just going to look at the contract. I'm going to give you my take on that. So, because I do think that this is really interesting, and it is important, because this reminds me of when I was a young YouTuber, like MCNs they were so predatory because it's unregulated. You have eager young kids that don't understand what they're getting themselves into versus a huge corporate or huge people with lawyers who know how to take advantage of these people without any regulations. It's a recipe for people getting wildly and irresponsibly taken advantage of. And so it reminds me of back then and what it's really not okay what these companies get away with. So basically, I have the contract. So let's just look on the basis of the contract that they offered. Brand deals bought in by FaZe Clan. FaZe gets 80%. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Just right off the bat, that is insane.
I've never heard of anything in my life. I mean, in traditional media, there's laws and regulations about this because this predatory behavior is just out of control. A traditional manager and agent, they taking 10%. 80%? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Manager's 20, but still.
You could see 20, you could see 30.
I have partnerships. So I have partnerships. When I get an ad through an agency, they'll take 10. I have a partnership. The only one I have where they take 20, they do so much work, they bring so much to the table that I'm happy to give it to them. But 80% is untenable. I mean, that's just not a feasible relationship.
It's extortion.
It's ridiculous. In-game sticker merchandise, I don't know what that even means, but it's 50-50. Brand deals brought in by the gamer, 50%. I mean, again, they should be taking maybe like 5 or 10% if they brought in, or even 0 if I'm being frank. Appearance fees, 50%. Prizes. Tfue gets 80% of tournaments. Okay, fine. So I mean, this is really bad. I don't even know. I personally, people are saying, well, why did he sign it? You know, he's a young kid. in his early 20s or late teens. He's being approached by one of the biggest e-gaming communities. He wants to be a member of FaZe, and he's stupid. He's dumb.
Yeah.
He's eager.
And in the beginning, you may not know the numbers that are going to be involved, and you may not know what's normal, what's not normal.
Right.
You know,
You don't.
You learn as you do it.
I mean, he's talking to these FaZe guys, and they're probably leading him on. This is normal.
Right.
This is what everyone gets paid. They might be saying stuff. Now I'm speculating, but this is the kind of stuff that I've encountered. Oh, we can renegotiate. We can revisit these and stuff like that. Just be like, well, don't worry about it. You know, let's just get you in the door and we'll figure it out. Now, that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that the contract has a specific termination clause that forces Tfue to sit on the sideline for 6 months and not professionally play any video games if he gets fired for cause. It says... And it says specifically, I'll read it verbatim, in the event of a termination for a gamer material breach, gamers shall be prohibited from playing video games publicly, online, or in live tournaments, or professionally for a period of 6 months from the effective date of such termination. So what that means...
so long.
I mean, that...
6 months.
They're effectively saying, if you breach our contract, we're going to ruin your professional gaming life. I mean, in 6 months' time, that's like... you're going to be left behind in that amount of time. But this is so predatory. It's borderline on evil.
I don't think we said, but the contract was for 3 years.
Yes.
Too.
So they're saying, sure, if you breach this, you cannot play professionally anything, anywhere for 6 months or we'll sue you. I mean, this is just evil. This is predatory. This is evil. This is kind of like this is their trump card for like, oh, if this guy ever gets unruly, if this guy ever gets out of hand, then we get this ultimate trump card of like, okay, go ahead and leave. We're going to sideline you for 6 months and sue you if you try. I mean, that kind of clause has no place in a contract. In the real world, that would be so illegal, so wildly inappropriate. For them to even include this is shocking. It's appalling. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. It's an embarrassment. And I think that FaZe should really and I think this is important for all of new media contracts that are unregulated and not a lot of eyeballs on it. I think it calls for extraordinary need, though, for regulation. But all these companies that are putting this kind of stuff in the contract, they need to be held reliable. So I don't know any of the backstory about Tfue. I don't know what he said or what he did or what FaZe did. I don't know what. But all I know is that stuff like this in the contract needs to be brought out. It needs to be talked about because these are not huge corporations. These are vulnerable, bright young stars, rising stars who are building this community for the betterment of all of us in new media, including FaZe. And FaZe, to include terms like that, is truly heinous. I mean, it's just heinous. Another issue that...
Is it verified that that's the contract?
It is verified. I verified it. I verified it with somebody close to the situation who said, yes, that is it. So... there was also other things in there like that they had the right to reject any opportunities if they didn't agree to it. So they were limiting his opportunities to like do other stuff.
I think that was one of his main complaints, too, from what I understand, is that they were declining things without even telling him about it, and he would find out later things that he was willing to do and wanted to make money off of.
So everything aside, I'm not getting into the details. I see people saying, oh, well, he skyrocketed in popularity after he joined FaZe, or FaZe tried to offer him a bunch of new agreements that he kept refusing, or that Tfue just wants to leave to start his own organization. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is what I'm seeing here that was in the agreement. In the event of termination, a gamer shall be prohibited from playing video games publicly or online in live tournaments or professionally for a period of 6 months, effective from date of termination. That's a shame. Shame on you for putting that in. I mean, give me a break. That makes me sick.
I mean, it totally reminds me of when we started YouTube. Because you would just, every YouTuber we would talk about, they were all stuck in contracts they didn't want to be in, and it was like, well, I'm stuck with these guys for 3 years. What am I gonna do now? And it was all this craziness.
It was tough, and and nobody really understood either. People thought that being part of an MCN made you more money. That wasn't
and
true.
they did not.
We didn't even know why we were joining MCNs, and we even had one bad experience that these guys made Hila cry. I mean, who was it? What was the name of them? Studio. That's their new name. They were. These guys are the absolute worst. They were Studio 73 or some shit.
Something like that.
Evil. I mean, evil. We signed a contract and they changed the terms on us after we already joined. And we're like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah. And it was like, we can't function in this setting that you guys are setting us up. It has to be what we discussed. And they were like, well, you signed it, so bad for you.
I was like, listen, we signed, we signed, it was a misunderstanding, just release us then and we'll go part our ways. And he says, listen, this is the real world. It's time for you to grow up. You've signed this contract and we are not going to let you out of it. So you just need to suck it up and we own you now.
Yeah.
And Hila started crying because she couldn't believe this was just so evil.
It was just like pure evil.
And helpless too.
Out of
and just
a bad
helpless,
movie. Just pure evil.
And so this shit exists, and my God, this is worse than something. Yeah, Collective Digital Studios, that's it. And after they got the bad press, they changed their name to Studio 73.
Right.
And I have to say
71.
71, thank you, Dad. And I have to say to this day, shame on them. I would never recommend anyone to join that.
Never.
And really, I mean, this is worse than anything I've ever seen.
But then the beautiful thing was that when we were completely didn't know what to do, Ethan made a tweet about it, and then they dropped us.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, they could drop us out of the contract.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's no problem, no lawyers.
Well, that's exactly this situation, right?
Yeah.
Because the FaZe Clan guys were pushing back against this Tfue thing, saying it's a betrayal, a backstab, blah, 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 or whatever. And then the contract leaked, which, let's be honest, I mean, Tfue probably leaked it, right? I mean,
well, I don't know.
I don't know.
But I started.
We don't know that, but I mean, if
it
I
was
going to
come out one way or the
right.
other.
Well, there's a lot of people involved, right, in FaZe.
There's a lot.
Right. I guess it could have been another person within the organization. But the second it was released, they completely changed their tune, and the FaZe guys are saying, "Oh yeah, the contract was."
We knew it was bad, but we tried to make you better.
Right.
Once.
So yeah, it helps to put people on blast publicly. Sometimes you got to do that.
And so, dude, these guys should just shut the. In my opinion, after saying this, I don't know about anything of the beef between them personally, but bro, this does not look good. This does not look good, and it's not right. It's not okay, and shame on you and your whole organization for putting that in. Shame on you. That's all I say about it. I don't care about Tfue. I don't care about FaZe. You do not put that in a contract, especially when you're dealing with the kind of people you are, who aren't well representative, who aren't well. You are literally preying on ignorant young people. There's no way to dispute that, okay?
You're the one who is in the beneficial position. Like, you know better. You're the one who needs to be. You need to be guiding them.
Of course, Tfue's going to want to get away from this when he blows up. He's not psycho. What do you expect him just to be like? All right, well, now that I'm making millions of dollars, I'm just going to let you take 80% of it. Shut up, idiots. This makes me upset. You cannot defend this, and anyone who reads this, I hope. It really does upset me. So that's it. That's my whole thing on FaZe versus Tfue. I don't care about anything else. All right, and I got a second energy. Let's keep going. Jake Paul versus Cody Cole's cyberbullying. Man, Jake Paul's a fucking idiot. I knew he was dumb, but man, I didn't know he was this dumb.
Okay, so Jeff just texted me.
So he's going after Cody Co, which is a commentary channel. He makes fun of people like all of us. I don't think he's extraordinary in the sense that he's more vicious or cruel than anyone. So this one guy is cutting Cody's hair in part of a vlog, and Jake shows up to confront him for being a cyberbully. Here we go.
So apparently
like
Look at the
halfway
like ratio.
through the interview, they're gonna spin Cody around. I'm gonna go into this closet. That's
Where does
on
Jake
the
find
set.
these-
I'm gonna be hiding in that
these
closet.
yes men?
And then Jeff is going to ask Cody a question about me, and I am going to come out after
yeah,
that.
nice
I don't
close-up.
want to like violence isn't the answer. Like it'll be like, hey, what up, bro? Like I'm gonna fight you. Like no. But like I do want to get a point across that like that Cody, you are a piece of.
That's true.
I've heard stories of like girls
Nice
again
editing, you
crying
fucking dipshit.
and like literally being so hurt by your
Ian
videos
just pointed out he's
that,
got a straw in his lidded cup. Kind of fucking
good
psycho
catch.
does that.
Nice catch, Ian. Good eye.
like it's ruined their days or weeks even. I'm not cool with that.
Like, what gives him the right to do that? I feel like he'll be so shocked. Like, to me, the
This
people
guy, Rare Aesthetics, by the way, he'll dick ride Jake for a full month just for this little bloop. Rare Aesthetics, guys, give him the recognition he needs so he can stop riding Jake's dick. This yes man is hurting my soul.
like this are really the most hurt people inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. What up, bro?
Sometimes I think Jake is smart, but then I see stuff like this and I'm like, wow, he is like,
a couple years, huh? Yo, so what's
he is like
going
50
down?
IQ.
So Cody Cosley is up there getting a haircut. We were just having a conversation about, people that he's made fun of and all that. So I'm gonna need you to kick his ass, okay?
All right, Jake. Put all of your intellectual musts together. Here we go. Get ready to debate.
What's up, fam? What's up, fam?
Are you trying to find me?
What up, fam?
Be nice. I don't want to fight. No, do that again. Do that again. Do that again. Sit down.
No, do what again?
Come in, but
Come in what? Nicer?
Come in nicer, dude. You don't care
You
about
cyberbully these kids, bro.
kids.
I love how this guy only got a Jeff. Like, how am I supposed to find out who he is? This guy gets a Jeff. Cody doesn't get anything.
Cyberbully these kids, bro. I don't like that.
Which kids?
I don't like cyberbullies, and you're a cyberbully.
Bro, you sound like you're 12.
What the hell?
I don't like cyberbullies, and you're a cyberbully.
Oh man, I intentionally saved watching this for the show, and it's even worse than I fucking imagined.
I think
Jesus.
Jake has gotten dumber. I think he's lost IQ points. You know.
Well, he clearly knows how awkward this is because he can like barely even get it out.
No, but I think he really thinks he's getting him like a Chris Hansen. Have a seat.
Hey, man.
You said sorry. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for bullying you.
No, I mean.
By the way, he doesn't realize that he's making fun of him. Like, I'm bullying you.
Yeah.
What are you, a little bitch?
Not okay.
I think I'm bullying Jake right now.
For real, like,
can't tell if he's joking.
No, I'm not joking at all. Like, I'm not joking. Like, for real. Like, there's kids out there. Like, I've met girls who you've like gone in on. And, like, I don't f with it. I don't need to bring up their names to cause drama for them. You know what I'm saying? But like,
No receipts,
that
AKA.
That shit that you do, like, you sitting in front of camera, like, actually like can resonate into people's hearts, and like, that's not cool. I just don't like it.
Hey, had a great time at your party last week.
By the way,
But it's like, who are you, Jake, to talk? What have you done for anyone?
so I made a little tweet that I'm going to toot my own horn here because I thought I summarized it pretty well. So Jake Paul says, yo, we need to discuss cyberbullying. Also, Jake Paul doxes Post Malone, whose house is later stuck up at gunpoint. Also, Jake Paul hosts a party where girls are drugged. Also, Jake Paul brainwashes kids to sell them merce. Also, Jake Paul posting softcore porn to 12-year-olds. And then one I actually forgot is, oh, Jesus, that is so graphic. That was a thumbnail. Also, Jake Paul, he did the mystery box scam, like, only a month ago.
Also, this whole destroying the house they were living in, Beverly Hills or
Yeah.
whatever that was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bro,
he
where-
ruined the neighborhood for all of his neighbors.
Where is your moral compass? What are we talking about bullying? You're
Yeah,
you're
you get
human
all those
garbage.
things, but dude, he didn't bully anybody though.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he's been accused of bullying. A lot of his Team 10 members said that he was a total douche and he bullied them, and that's why they left. I bet you the news guy who was there trying to report felt like a little, I want to say, bullied. I mean, Jake, what are you doing? You really just need to shut the fuck up sometimes.
Pretty sensitive about it because it seems like his older brother bullies him like every day.
That's
of his
true.
life.
Logan definitely strikes me as a bully.
Yeah, I can imagine them growing up.
You're a bully.
Logan probably beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, Logan's probably, yeah, that's a good point. But still.
Max, you can be there, bro. Can I get my haircut? Can I be on the show soon?
Can I bring Cody to the party?
Yeah, he said sorry, bro. I'll shake your hand for that.
No, just say no.
I appreciate that.
Just say no.
Jake's so desperate to like pull some kind of resolution out of this.
Yeah.
He said sorry. He said sorry for bullying you. Like he was kind of goofing on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he can't come to the party.
Oh no.
And then this guy's trying to set up a joke because I watched his video and he made an edit. I think they pre-planned this joke, so it was like he would be like, "Can Cody come?" And then Jake's supposed to be like, "No," and he's like, "Oh well, whatever." But he kept this in. He edited it so poorly. He makes the host look like an idiot. Watch this.
If you have another party,
Max, you can be there, bro. Can I get my haircut? Can I be on the show soon?
Can I bring Cody to the party?
Yeah, he said sorry, bro. I'll shake your hand
Watch
for that.
him.
No, just say no.
Just say no.
Say no that he can't come to the party.
Oh no, he can't come.
Okay, whatever. I don't care.
Hey, how are you?
So awkward. Why did he even include that?
How are you, bro? Good to see you.
And this is
You
a
gotta
cringe
be able
fest.
to, if you can dish jokes, you gotta be able to take them.
Sit down.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
not taking it. He's just confused.
Yeah.
What joke?
Yeah.
What? Sit down.
Yeah, it's
I try to get Lele, dude. I don't want Jake to come.
They still have a little ominous music going.
I didn't
Yeah.
do shit. I was being nice.
Now Cody makes tasteful videos. He likes to poke fun at people that.
I don't know why he
I mean, okay, yes, like some of it's funny, right? Like you clearly have a huge audience, but you're spreading so much negativity. So it's like,
That's fine, man.
Where's the barrier? Like where's like the?
Did you
where
think
do
about
stop?
this,
Where's the-
Jake, before you decided to come in here and debate him? You know? Yeah. It's very uncomfortable.
You spread so much negativity. Like, okay, what kind of content do you want to see, Jake? Smile more. We all just need to say, "Hey, everyone, smile more."
Yeah. I was literally scrolling through that tweet I made and saw a thumbnail so heinous. His fans are so young.
I remember.
Hello, dude. What the fuck? You literally want to you literally have sexual tension with your mom. Jake. Am I cyberbullying him right now? Also, you're Jake Paul. Hello. What's new? Everybody makes fun of you on YouTube. What? Like, did you not get the memo? You're Jake Paul, dude. Look at you. You look like a member of a boy band that didn't get the cut. Not a good line. No. Shit. I just cyberbullied myself. Should we keep watching this? It's pretty cringy.
The line, you know, where is it like funny versus like that's f***ed up and like
Yeah, very deep, Jake. Very deep. Where's the line between funny and effed up? There you have it. Jake cyberbully intern. What is this? Oh yeah, I saw this evening. He's cyberbullying an intern. He goes, "Please read if you're an aspiring music producer engineer." He says, "If you are a young aspiring music producer and engineer, please read. We are in need of a full-time producer engineer who will mainly act as an engineer for us." That sounds like a big gig, right? Then he goes on, "This will be an internship and will provide you with real-life experience, connections, exposure, and a whole lot of fun." Bitch, I don't work on fun. Fun doesn't feed me, idiot. Full-time? So I'm like, Jake, you're supposed to be the super millionaire. You can't pay someone? What the fuck is this?
It might be a paid internship. Does it say unpaid?
To me, when he says...
I think it is because he's saying we will provide you with real life experience.
It's definitely got the
unpaid.
language. You're right.
It's unpaid. I guarantee you it's unpaid. Because when he says, I'm looking for a music producer engineer, we are in need of a full-time in-house producer engineer. That sounds like a job.
Yeah. Full time, so yeah.
This is an internship.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Anyway.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but you're probably right.
Full-time in-house producer is also an intern. Bro, you can afford to pay him, you cyberbully. Yeah. Got him, right?
Got him.
Yeah. We have a lot of fun out here in the HT podcast, don't we?
Yes, we do.
You guys having fun back there?
We're chilling, yeah. How about you guys?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys fucking suck. You guys are the worst. All right, I guess I'm the one entertaining here. Okay, so let's move it on. I was like, guys, can you hold the show for a minute? No, I love you guys, but sometimes you kill me.
In all seriousness, that was way cringier than I ever could have imagined. Like,
What, me asking you guys to participate in the show?
The fucking Jake Paul video. Like
Yeah.
I said, I didn't watch it because I kind of wanted it. I wanted to see it fresh on the show, and just from the description, I kind of had an image of what it would be, and that was so much more awkward. Of them just kind of standing around.
I second that. That was very cringy.
Well, actually, you know what? Let me pull it back up, Dan, because I feel like when you have the full context of what he's trying to do, you can appreciate how much more cringy it is. That kind of just cut to the chase, but here, like when he explains what he's doing.
Thanks, Mom. Nah, I'm just kidding. Kind of. Not really. I'm about to confront like one of my biggest haters, 28-year-old wannabe comedian Cody Ko. Or I saw this Cody Ko guy for the first time when he was working at Full Screen, which is like a YouTube community network as like a little back-end tech developer. And now he just shits on people.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to the
be
internet, Jake.
crushed. Imagine like
skip to the end.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old that doesn't have as much self-confidence, like what that would do to them. And why? That's why, like, Jason, even you, like,
his feelings aren't
why,
hurt.
No.
like,
He's doing it for someone.
No, he's got ultimate confidence.
I'm not owned. I'm not
where's
owned.
the logic
I'm just
in
doing
like,
it for
letting
everybody
this
else.
continue?
He thought this confrontation went so well, he went and made a summary.
So we cut the cameras off and had a longer, deeper conversation, and I genuinely felt like Cody has zero remorse. He doesn't give a shit. He's not going to change his ways.
Man,
can't imagine that.
About
That intervention didn't work, huh, Jack?
Change, like,
I really thought it would.
His processes or his thoughts on everything is if he faces enough backlash. I believe that social media creators won't change if they are a bad person unless they
Jake,
receive enough
if
backlash.
you honestly
For
thought
example,
that you were going to
James
cause
Charles.
a backlash against Cody Ko with this video, you truly have the lowest IQ on this planet. You are
For
so
what?
dumb.
For making a few jokes? Like, think about it for a second.
Also, like, he's trying to show examples of Cody being a bully, and he shows him, like, making fun of Minions. I shit you not. Cody's going, Minions, who likes those? And he's showing that as an example. I was like, dude. I used to give Jake credit for being somewhat intelligent business-wise, but...
I mean,
yes,
I don't
you could do both.
I don't understand how he hadn't learned the lesson. Like, when he came on this podcast, almost 2 years ago now, the reaction to his appearance was, like, largely positive because it seemed like he was just kind of owning the criticism and, you know, not quite embracing the meme, but, you know, he was self-deprecating. He was kind of humble while he was here and everything. And it seemed like that's when somebody shits on you, if that's how you react to it, people actually like you more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and handle it well. Doing this just makes me want to make fun of you even more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to cyberbully the shit out of this kid.
He thinks he's a hero.
Right.
Doing this.
You know, that's you hit the nail on the head there, Dan, because I feel like the charm of Jake was that everyone shit on him and he just took it in stride and it didn't bother him.
Right.
But now he's Mr. Cyberbully and it's not a good look.
Especially when he tries to pass it off like it's not. It's not about him. Just imagine somebody else that's insecure. I'm secure, but somebody else might be insecure.
I think anytime Jake tries to articulate a point, he should stop and not do it. Like, listen to this.
Gets accused of being a sexual predator. Gets accused of
Anyway, he's talking about
doing
James
shit
Charles
to
now,
her
but
best.
dude, come on. You look like Vanilla Ice.
See, that was a better one than the boy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. All right, well, moving on. Game of Thrones. I got a lot of grievances for Games of Thrones here. Game of Thrones. This is something that I've been invested in for such a long time. I love the story. I love the characters. I knew in my heart that this final episode would be irredeemably the worst thing ever. Did anybody like it? Let me start with.
No.
No. Ian, you said you were more neutral. Neutral to slightly negative on Ian's part. I was big thumbs down.
I was Ian, what did you like about it? Or did you not read the books? Or, I mean, what were you just thought it was fine. How else are they going to do it? What was your take?
Yeah, I never read the books, and I checked out like a few episodes ago. So
Sure.
I was just like, yeah, it's all right. It's cool.
Well, okay, spoiler alerts. Obviously, I think everybody knows what happens now. So Bran becomes king, and that's just so dumb. It's so dumb in so many different ways. I'm going to break it down for you guys here. I'm very passionate about this, but before I get into it, this tweet I loved. This woman thinks that she says a lot of disappointed reactions on this website about Bran becoming king. Reminds me why we live in a society with so few maintainable opportunities for disabled people.
Oh my God.
This is meant to be. Yeah, this person thought that it's because he's disabled that people aren't happy that he's king.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
God.
This isn't meant to be a comment on the show itself or the character writing. I have not been a long follower and recently caught up some because thinking that a disabled person don't deserve chances because we can't do anything in restrictive settings perpetuates ableism. It's why we get unfairly shut out of employment. Shut up.
Wow.
No,
so
we don't like Bran becoming
amazing.
king because it is dumb and it doesn't make sense.
Yes. Nothing to
And
do with
because
the
his
wheelchair.
character is not doing anything.
Can you imagine? I hate disabled people. That's why he shouldn't be king. All right, y'all. I've got a whole list, so come with me, okay? I just have a list of shit I hated about this episode. 1. The Unsullied leave the continent, yet Jon is banished to the north. Jon is banished to the north because he kills Daenerys. The Unsullied, Daenerys' army, says he must be punished. They're the only ones that care. They leave before Jon, yet Jon still has to go live his whole life on the Night's Watch. Why? So dumb. Nobody fucking cares. Bran is the king. Why is Bran the king? I feel like they literally only did that to subvert expectations. They didn't build it up. They didn't justify it. Only 3 episodes ago in Winterfell, they want Bran to be the Lord of Winterfell. And he says, I can't be the Lord of Winterfell. I can't be anything anymore. I'm the three-eyed raven. Now, all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, bitch, I'm king. And he even has the super smug, out-of-character answer. Tyrion says, would you like to be king? And Bran says, why do you think I came all this way? Like, all of a sudden, he's Mr. fucking cool.
Also, Bran the Broken is the title they gave him.
Bran
It's
the
like,
Broken.
Yeah, that's rough.
Can
Isn't that
we
great? Bran the three-eyed raven, Bran the seeing, Bran the wise,
anything?
Bran the broke-ass nerd, Bran the lame-o.
Why would you call your king the Broken? I don't know. That name just, I couldn't get over it.
Bran the broke-ass fucking lame, undeserving. How about Arya, who trained all the show for this ability to take someone's face and go and do anything and kill anyone. She didn't use that ability not once the entire season. We built that up for nothing. In fact, Arya goes all the way into the Red Keep with the Hound, turns back, finds the white horse like it's some kind of prophetic thing. We thought maybe Bran had set the horse. Guess who did? Nobody. Pointless. No reason for it. Arya's character was pointless, poorly written. Nothing happened. You built this character up to have all these beautiful backstories and threads to go and all these different places. What does she do? Sail west because nobody knows what's west. Are you fucking kidding me? You have dragons, you have magic, you have boats, and none of you dipshits have ever sailed west? What the fuck?
How about her brother that sees everything?
Oh, yeah, and how about Bran, who can literally see everything? Nobody's been west. Shut up. Nobody's been west. All of a sudden, she's Arya the explorer, but she's not even an explorer. That's not even a major part of her character. She wanted to become stronger. She wanted to escape. So when does she explore? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm going west. Why? Why would she leave her family? The whole point of her story arc was to reunite with her family and protect them. And now she's going west. What? Fuck you.
Also, everyone leaves Bran alone. What is he gonna do by himself?
Bran the worthless?
Yeah, the Broken.
Bran, yeah, here we go. What was the point of Jon even being Aegon Targaryen? What was the point of it at all? It never amounted to anything. It never went anywhere. What was the point of anyone finding out? Varys was writing notes to everyone in the whole kingdom that Jon is Aegon. Whatever happened, nothing ever happened with that. He never became king.
Right. What the hell?
He never did anything. He literally was just sent back north as a punishment for murdering the queen, who the only person who cared about it was the Unsullied, who already sailed off. Why should Jon go to the north when he is the rightful king?
Yeah.
and everybody knows he's the rightful
And
king.
he already has the following. People already want him to be king.
He's the one guy who is well respected, is battle tested, knows how to rule, has groomed his whole life on how to rule, and besides all that, is the rightful king. Why is he going to the north when everybody wants him to be king, and the only people who don't want him to be king already fucking left the entire continent? Let me ask you also this. Tyrion, who has proven to be one of the dumbest characters possible in the last 2 seasons, finally commits the biggest coup de grace of all time of stupidity. He comes walking out in chains in front of Grey Worm, having been a conspirator in the murder of his queen Daenerys. And he says, you know who should be king? The one with the best story. Seriously, Tyrion, in all of your travels and everything you've been through, you've decided that the person who should be king is not the one who's capable, not the one who's smart, not the one who has the interests of the people at heart. No, he says the one who should be king is the one with the best story. Sorry? What the fuck does that have to do with your ability to rule? That's the point of your character, to come with to that? The best story? So he says that's why Bran should be the king, because he has the best story. Bitch, stop right there. Bran doesn't even have the best story. Fuck you. Jon has the best story. By far.
He died and came back.
He died. He was living his whole life a lie. He was Aegon Targaryen, raised by Ned Stark as his own son. Everyone thought Ned Stark was like a perfect guy, except that he cheated on his wife. Nobody could believe that. Guess what? He was raising his sister's son the whole time to cover her deep secret. It was Jon the whole time. He was the Targaryen that everyone was looking for. He rode a dragon. He killed the queen, the girl he loved, to save the realm. Guys, he is the true king. And you're going to tell me Bran, who fell out of a fucking window and sat quietly in a wheelchair the whole time, has the best story? Even by that stupid metric, which doesn't make any fucking sense, he doesn't even have the best story. Tyrion continues to be the worst character ever. He went from being the smart, wise, all-knowing character that everybody trusts and loves to being an absolute nitwit who should have been thrown off the side of the fucking castle by Daenerys because he's useless and he's an idiot. His character doesn't make any fucking sense. Why did anyone even allow him to make that decision, let alone the Unsullied, who would have put his fucking head on a spike, knowing them, allowed Tyrion to make the decision for Bran to be king, and then everybody else just goes along with it. How dumb is that? Okay, the what do you call the people that from the Iron Island? They go, she made an allegiance. The Iron Island girl,
Yeah,
she made an allegiance
Yara.
to Daenerys, to Dany, and Tyrion just goes, no. You know what? Bran, a Stark, should be king because he has an interesting story. And then 2 minutes later, she goes,
Also, Sam suggested democracy, let the people vote.
Yeah.
And they all laugh at it.
Yeah, they all laughed at him.
And then they're okay with that, with picking Bran because of his story.
Yeah, fuck democracy. Oh, and by the way, what is the point of Sam's story? How much did that guy go through just to be a fucking Maester for Bran the Broken? Like, seriously, that is what it all led to? Give me a fucking break. Sam ended up being a useless little bitch himself. Tyrion is the biggest useless bitch. Bran's character doesn't even make any fucking sense. And everyone at that table is a punk bitch, useless cunt. Okay, how about the prince from Dorne who magically shows up at the end of the story and all of a sudden is like, okay, yeah, let's have Bran be king because he has an interesting story. Meanwhile, his Stark sister who says, oh, except for me, I'm going to be independent in the North. And everyone's cool with that too. So now the Starks are in charge of the North and the entire kingdom. And everyone's just like, because Bran has an interesting story.
Yo, and I didn't even think about this till now, but the Greyjoy chick, Yara.
Yeah.
You pointed out she was only there because she had the deal with Daenerys.
Yes.
The deal was that the Iron Islands were going to become independent.
Yes.
So Sansa gets to leave, but she doesn't?
Yes.
I mean, and she didn't.
And do you know why,
Wow,
Dan?
that's-
Do you know why? Because Bran has an interesting story.
That's a good point. Oh, yeah. That's a real
Also,
good point, actually.
there was one scene of Jon killing Dany, and then it cuts from that to everyone sitting there already knowing what happened.
Sansa came from Winterfell. That would take months to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
There-
it's implied there was a long time skip, but everything was so fucking rushed that it was
And then,
hard to tell.
So Dany, who's the most impactful character of the whole story, the mother of dragons, she is slayed by Jon, her lover. She dies. And in the very next scene, they're laughing and goofing around. Her death has no impact. It has a negative impact. It is so not impactful. It is so pointless and worthless. I mean, how could you fuck this up? You can see that the writers, these bozos who created the show, have literally checked out. This is a spit in the face of fans. I hate it. I hate it. It doesn't make any sense. It's so bad. It's so bad, dude. These two idiots who made the show just ran off to make Star Wars. They literally didn't give a shit about how this story ended. It doesn't make sense. Bran has a better story? What the hell?
I love, too, when Tyrion's, like, explaining his rationale for why he has a good story, and he's saying things like, he's the three-eyed raven. Does, other than, like, one or two characters, do anybody at that meeting have any idea what the fuck that means?
In fact, we don't even know what that means.
That's a good point.
We don't know what that means. Bran doesn't even know what that means for all I know. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
In fact, during the long night when the King of Winter got bitched out by Arya,
The Night King.
the Night King got bitched out by Arya. We were being like, Bran, they're going to explain he was up to some shit. He was doing stuff. No, he was sitting there uselessly the whole fucking time. He warged into some crows. What? He literally did nothing.
Much cooler if he was like, because the thing is, it kind of leaves it with this sort of, it's not explicit at all, but like this sort of implication that Bran was puppet mastering everything. Like you said, when he's out of character is like, that's why I'm here or whatever.
So I think what that was like a last-ditch, pathetic attempt by the writers to give some meaning at all to their shitty writing when actually there wasn't any. That's not Bran's character. That is just not Bran's character. Yeah. They didn't set it up that way. They didn't put any clues into it. Literally in the episode before, he said, I'm nothing. I can't rule anymore. This person said it greatly. Nathan Huck, I don't know what it's from, but he says, so Jon Snow was a Targaryen for no reason. Bran became the three-eyed raven for no reason. Dany did amazing things for 3 seasons for no reason. Prince who was promised, no reason. Everyone you wanted to team up for 8 seasons teams up for no reason. Everyone you wanted to die dies for no reason. Brandon Stark, this character no one gives a shit about for 3 seasons is king. Why? No reason. That's why. I've watched Game of Thrones since 2011 for no reason at all.
Harsh, but
it's such a shame because it was so well made, and it's just I love the world that they created and the characters and the actors and the outfits. Like everything about it is so well made, and then the story was just.
So I think that's
lame.
important to say because I think it was Sansa's character. What's her name?
Sophie Turner.
So she was saying that she thought she was disgusted by everyone's reaction because everyone worked so hard. And again, I'm
like
with
a
her.
petition to remake it with 1 million.
And it's not, and again, it's not about you. Everyone says, that when Daenerys attacked King's Landing, it was some of the most incredible footage I've ever seen on television. Or movie or cinema. I mean, the show was just amazing, and the work they put in was just amazing. The acting was everything about the show was amazing. And the reason I am so pissed off is because these two fucking bozos. HBO wanted 10 seasons, and these two fucks who got their heads way too big wanted to run off and make Star Wars. And this cultural masterpiece. This was an important piece of cultural literature. They betrayed George R.R. Martin's vision. They betrayed the fans in HBO because they wanted to go make a Star Wars movie. Now, mark my words, I guarantee you to this day, everything they make from now on will be shit because we are going to see their true talent as filmmakers. They were only good because they were working with George R. R. Martin. They had the source material to work from, and the show was fantastic because they were able to work with that. But now, everything they make is going to be shit because their true color is going to come out. They're going to go make a Star Wars trilogy. It's going to be ass. And after that, people are not going to want to work with them, and they're going to go down as talentless hacks that by some fluke made this incredible show, but that they ruined the ending. And I do think that they have tarnished the legacy of what was otherwise one of the most incredible and important television sagas in a modern time. I mean, really, and it still is, despite their best efforts to ruin it. But that petition is not against all those crew members' work. In fact, I would say it's in support of them. Their hard work. Those guys shit on everyone's hard work by ending it hastily the way they did. That's my take on it. Yeah, I'm upset. Here's George R. R. Martin talking about it.
David and Dan when they
I don't
come
remember
through.
if I showed this.
Why is it ending? I don't know. Ask David and Dan when they come through. We could have gone to 11, 12, 13 seasons.
Exactly.
But I guess they wanted a life.
He's being nice,
wanted it to keep going. Well, if you've read my novels, you know, there was enough material for more seasons. They made certain cuts, but that's fine. We have 5 other shows, 5 prequels in development that are based on other periods in the history of Westeros. Some of
So
them.
there you go. He's being cordial, but you can tell he ain't happy.
Why wouldn't they just pass it to someone else?
Because they had an exclusive agreement. George said that he never wanted to have his books be made into media unless it was the perfect people. And he met these 2 guys. He thought they were right. He liked them, and he gave them the sole authority to make this show. So when they left, HBO couldn't hire someone else to finish it. They literally shit on everybody. What's the point of the Ice King? Nothing. By the way, also notice after this episode, there was no commentary. You know how they always suck their own dick about the writing? They
I was
bounced.
waiting for it.
Yeah.
Because we talked about it last time. I was like, come on, guys. I want to see what you have to say about this.
You know what's the perfect little twist of bad writing? At the end, Bran shows up. Tyrion's there with their new circle. And who shows up are the most worthless, pathetic group of people, including Bronn, by the way, who started as a secondary character that was charming, who became this. I think George R. Martin said that Bronn was never meant to be a central character, and the producers liked him, so the network wanted to bring more of him. Bronn, who has betrayed Tyrion at every level possible, is now his master of coin, sitting there. This guy is. This writing is so pathetic that also positions that Tyrion appointed Bronn to have a seat at the table as master of coin.
Yeah.
Tyrion is literally the dumbest, most useless character in this story by far these past 2 seasons.
I go even further back than that, but yeah, definitely most deteriorated from where that character once was, you know? It's one of the highlights of the show at one point.
Also, while the Dothraki kind of forgot that whoever kills their cow becomes Khal. Yeah, remember actually all the lore and story building? The Dothraki, when you kill their cow, you become the cow because they respect power and strength. Dany was their cow. Jon killed Dany. They would, by their own traditions, follow Jon.
Right.
Yeah, idiots.
Instead, they just disappeared. They didn't even address what happened to them.
They just went and raped and pillaged the whole continent.
Right.
Also, Bran said he may be able to know where the dragon is, and then there's no follow-up.
Nothing. They're like, Bran's like, any reports of where the dragon is? No. I might be able to follow him. I might be able to find him. Okay.
I felt like that had like a dark implication too. Right. He's going to warg it, so now he has the dragon to like rule with an iron fist.
Wasn't he supposed to already warg it in the battle? That was the whole fucking point of his character. That he could contribute something.
You can't just keep hinting stuff and then it doesn't go anywhere. Like, what was the white horse? Why did Arya go on a white horse? And then the next episode starts with her walking. The horse is not even there.
Unbelievably bad writing. Unforgivably bad writing. In fact, so much that the character who plays Bran, when he first read the ending script, he thought it was a prank. He said he thought he was being pranked.
Yikes.
No, dude, that's the real ending. Also, these idiots cannot stop. How hard is it when you're shooting a scene? Watch this. They had a cup in the previous scene.
Fucking kidding
Here's
me?
a water bottle in the final scene of the show.
Bro, it's a fucking water bottle. That's what they're doing in the season finale? A fucking water bottle?
Guys.
Whoops.
That just gives you an idea of how fucking checked out. I bet you they weren't even there. They're out there sucking Jar Jar Binks' cock.
Best season ever!
Yeah, exactly. We collected, I'm so upset, you guys. I'm so upset about this. It's seriously, if you told me Bran becomes king, Jon kills Dany.
It's not even just the outcome, it's like how you got there. Everything happened so fast.
Yeah, I
like,
agree with you.
You don't have any emotion. When Dany died, I wasn't even feeling anything for it. It was
literally
just like,
nothing.
There was all this emotional music, and then the next scene is like you're supposed to laugh, and like you don't even. It just had no effect.
I was incredulous when the dragon just randomly like nukes the fucking Iron Throne. It's so fucking corny. Like, what the fuck?
And again, I thought maybe that was
a statement.
sign or a statement that they're gonna go with no king, right? but then
Actually,
it doesn't go anywhere.
all it ends up being is a handicap ramp for Bran.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Here we gathered a bunch of memes because we weren't the only ones who were upset by this. Actually,
No, I mean usually with these kind of things, it's pretty divisive. But I mean, outside of the woman who thinks it's because Bran's handicapped, it seems like most people are shitting on the ending, including the cast.
Oh yeah, this was great. Sansa's like, Bran can't reproduce. Absolutely no one. Sansa, Bran's dick doesn't work. Who has a better story than Bran? Tyrion. How about every single person in the show? Yeah. There's nothing in the world more powerful than a good story. We kind of forgot stories are supposed to be good. Sam, what if we invented democracy? Everyone else, you dumb bitch. Oh yeah, Daenerys is my queen. Bran should be king. Tyrion, Bran the broken. Bran, yeah, actually, just Bran is cool. Tyrion, Bran the busted up. No, okay, Tyrion, Bran the wheelie legs go feely.
No feely.
No feely. What's west of Westeros? I don't know. No one knows. It's Bran. Okay, yeah. John, yada. This was a very popular one. When you don't contribute to the group project and still get an A.
This one was.
It's Bran. Yeah. Bran, the little handicap throne. Yeah. We appear to be missing a master of whispers. You literally see everything. By the way, why all of a sudden is Bran Mr. like regal, like he knows how to like, bitch, you've just been wandering around in the snow, you idiot.
He did in the early seasons rule.
But he's not Bran anymore.
That's true. Right.
Best way to kill Cersei. 1, Jaime kills her. Night King kills her. Arya kills her. Drogon kills her. Bran wargs into number 15. Bran wargs into Cersei and commits suicide. 146, she gets pneumonia and dies. 1672 gets trampled by rocks. Cersei and Jaime could have moved if they survived just a little bit to the right. Sir Jaime died while telling Cersei that he was in love with Brienne, who was super hot in the end. That's what she wrote in the King's. You know, there's a little book that she writes the story.
Yeah.
Couldn't handle the snap of her sweet puss, so he crawled back to his skanky ex. Sorry, I couldn't make you come like your sister, Jaime, you gold-fisted loser. Me watching Brienne close the book without letting the ink dry. There's actually a great line. Someone said, Brienne closing the book without letting the ink dry is the perfect metaphor for this season.
Nice.
We set sail for Nath and leave 7 kingdoms forever. Is he gone? I think so. Lol John, you can stay here. It's cool now. Yeah, exactly. And now our botch has ended. These two idiots. This was actually a great one. It's got a Rubik's Cube, George's book, and then these bozos just painted over the side of it to make it look like it was complete. That's actually really clever, eh?
Yeah, I like that one.
What do we say to HBO on Monday? Unsubscribe. You know what? It's not HBO's fault. They wanted to do 10 seasons. I like HBO. I'm going to stay subscribed to HBO. I respect HBO for creating this. They still have great shows. They still have great programming. I'm just upset that this cultural hallmark really was just laid to rest. I mean, it ended much like Dany, pathetically, quickly, and without a single tear. I was going through mourning, to be honest. Over the last several episodes, I was getting sad that it was ending. But
yeah, whenever we would talk about it off air, you were like legitimately sad, like not even angry, like just sad about it.
I was, and I wasn't able to really cope with the loss of this story and these characters because I'm dealing with what is just utterly like pathetic writing. I mean, really, just like middle school grade writing. It's doesn't
like if you
make
just
sense.
took someone on the street and just asked them, "Here, finish the story."
Man. We got a lot more, but let's save it. I want to do a No Meme Left Behind soon, and there's a lot of really great material here. Yeah, I feel like I was bitchy this whole episode, man. I was on one. I was like, but there you have it. That's the HT podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. I guess when I drink tea, I turn into a bitch. That's it. That's all we
Part of
got.
spilling the tea. That's it.
Oh, and we made a new video on H3H3 Productions. Hila is pregnant as frick. She is going to give birth any day now.
My back really hurts. I can barely sit.
Yeah.
We're at the point where, like, I mean, this could be the last episode before it happens. I mean,
Yeah.
it could happen at any moment.
People were wondering, I'm going to come in by myself and just update people. I think it'll be nice. Just get out of the house
Unless
for a minute.
we're at the hospital, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But we'll play it by ear, but my intention is to come do it
Mhm.
solo. Just do a short one, like an hour or something. Just talk about stuff. Maybe bring some footage, video.
Some
the
baby
and
footage?
stuff with you with the baby. Not like you shitting out the baby. Just like home videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look concerned. Guys, have a blessed weekend. TGAIF and God as written in the Bible. Thank God it's Friday. We love the weekend. We love our crew, our cast, Dan, Ian, Zach. Ian, by the way, has been making these cold opens. He's doing a fantastic job. Thinking of grooming Ian to become one of our editors. So he's, even though he may be getting a promotion soon, he will be intern still forever by title.
It's true.
Well, that already happened.
I know, but whoa, that is like so loud, dude. I feel like. But yeah, I want people to know that he is getting promoted. He's being recognized within the ranks of the company, but he's still Ian the intern.
Forever in our hearts.
Zach, thank you for your service. Dan, I mean, come on, Dan the producer, who you kidding, huh? That's the Ross of the Raw, you know what I'm saying?
We gotta.
We
I don't want to give it away, but we gotta do something with that. The Ross.
It's raw. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. I thank you all for being here with us and listening to me ramble. I got more. There's more to come. I wonder if there's gonna be more drama. I feel like it will never end.
I feel like it has got to end.
I kind of would like
What
a
is
quiet
this?
episode.
It's like-
You know what I mean?
I don't think there's ever been so much drama one after another.
I don't. I think this is the most dramatic month of my whole career on YouTube.
Exhausting.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's nice not being involved in it though. It's really nice. It's so
I think that's what every YouTuber is thinking that is not involved.
All right, guys. Thank you all so much. We do love you and appreciate you for being a part of the show and being here with us. We will see you next week. Until then, have a fantastic week and a great weekend ahead. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.